Hello, folks. Oh, too much volume for me. Oh, hey, I should have the game in front of me and not Streamlabs. Because it doesn't work so well when it's Streamlabs in front of me. Can't even. Sometimes I don't even try. So we're going to do, this is going to be my third playthrough today, as I am going through my chart of 21 options of getting kind of all the different versions of combinations of traits. So this one is going to be powerful build and mystic. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do like all the 6 options of powerful build. Oh, thank you for following. Much appreciated. We're gonna try to do like all 6 powerful builds and then, you know, all 6 of all the other different things. So that is going to be the plan. That's the plan. But yes, thank you for following West Coast Lean, and hi Box Puppy. I just finished my dinner. What are you having? I made potatoes gratin. I got this like cheese with horseradish in it, so I mixed that in with my normal Gruyere that I go on top. Yay! Thank you for lurking, and thank you for great stream wishes. Lots of love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are... Oh, tossed salad is good. Alright, let's get this nonsense started. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. I need a name. I'm so bad at names. I gave the first run through my real name and the second run through my handle of POW. So like, but this one is powerful build and mystic. So I think this is going to be max power. There we go. Max power. That's our... Oh, and I live in the city of... Ooh, Mysterium. Because mystic and powerful build. Does not impact gameplay. Let's be a them today. And then confirm. Powerful build. So what does it say? Strong and athletic. The pinnacle of fitness. An intimidating presence. Tough as nails. Hey. Little kids eating salad is like the best. Strange and unusual. You see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. So powerful build and mystic, which is like a weird combo, but that's okay. Alright, confirm. Let's do this. Oh god, right. I remember. This starts with the terrible bus ride. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy in the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin. Bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. She keeps trying to steal out of your bowl. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying, Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first, you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Do we get nope. You know what? I don't want to talk to you, dude. You do your best to keep a blank face. Waking up, and by extension, accidentally giving this strange man permission to keep talking to you, was a mistake. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she was really mad and not just playing. Someone else is in the room with him, feels like he needs to talk to them. Yeah, that's a common feature of humans, But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked, so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever just got so mad you just want to, kill somebody? You smile and pretend he didn't just say that. I knew you'd get me. We understand each other. Somebody trying to break your heart, that changes a person. Makes them want to do things they never thought they want to do. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Get your act together, or someday soon you're gonna run into someone who doesn't tolerate your bullshit. You crossed your arms and glared at the young man with menace in your eyes. Huh, alright, maybe you have a point. I guess New York will always be there waiting for me. Anyway, where'd you say you were headed? I've been called back to my ancestral home. My mother fled from her destiny there many years ago, but now that both she and her sister have departed from this world, I can feel it calling me back. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. Once again, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be heading up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now, though, actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the board around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. Haven't heard from them in a while, now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone for once, focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Protein is protein. I didn't build these muscles by turning down free protein. You take the wet peanuts from the stranger. It's been several hours since you've had any protein, which is several hours too many in your book. You tear into them immediately, not even bothering to remove the shells as you chew through fistfuls of soft legumes. In a few moments, they're all gone. I figured someone like you would get some good use out of them. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. Okay, gross. We ate the peanuts. That's gross. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk, though for a small town like this, you're amazed that there is much of as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Max Power? You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Tabitha. You make direct eye contact, straighten your back, and extend your right arm. She holds out her hand limply in response. You grip it, squeeze, shaking once. Very professional. Tabitha's lip curls in disgust. She pulls her hand back quickly, covertly wiping it on her pants as she turns towards the car. Come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. How are you holding up? Fine. You know you can talk to me, right? I know we only just met, but you know I went through something similar with my own mom, so if you ever need to vent or... I'm good. Can't believe we never actually met before this. Yup. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. I can sense a deep scar in our bloodline. A gaping maw intent on consuming itself to oblivion. I only hope we can mend it during our time together here. Great. Good for you. So, the funeral, it's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Okay, why did Tabitha have us come out, like, on Monday for a funeral a week later? Jeez, that's almost a whole week. Couldn't I have grabbed a later bus? Bus only comes on Monday. Oh, I guess that explains the question. Never mind. We're just gonna sit in silence with our cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. Ah, yes. There's the relic. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. As soon as you enter, you're hit with a blast of dusty air. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges, and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Right, I just realized that I need to BRB super quick. I will, in fact, BRB super quick. I will be right back. I just need to Hit the restroom. Right back. Gotta remember to turn the microphone on. Now I think we're actually back. Yep. Okay. Excellent. Where were we? You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. So you live here? Yeah, and I'm letting you stay here for free, so mind your manners. Or did your mother not teach you about those? Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here. But it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip. Some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. I can feel the weight of the world pressing in on this place, as if the entire estate is a step away from crumbling to dust. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week. But you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and worn, unlike your sleek city apartments. A little dirt bothers you. You're going to have a rough time this week. I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. General store? How folksy! Is it? It's a store that fulfills your general shopping needs. General store just describes what it is. Okay. All right. What's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Great. It's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Is that your cat? What's its name? Frou Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Yeah, let's not pet the cat anyway. You decide to follow Tabitha's advice. Shall we move on? The bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must, if you must. It's a nasty, wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corner of the room. Mystery stains paint the floor. Ooh, it's got claw feet. Oh, da-da-da-da. Okay, let's find bugs. Oh, look, bugs. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. Okay. Toilet's a toilet. Sure, could be cleaner. But your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood, rot. It has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. There's a lot of boxes and stuff lying around here. I could help you move things around and fix the place up. Look, I appreciate the offer, but Janie already comes in once a week. It's fine. Who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. I sense a heavy spiritual fog hanging over this room. People have died here, haven't they? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. This is great. Way nicer than what I'm used to. I can't say I'm surprised. Each and every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique handed down through the family for generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom or whatever such nonsense you're used to in the city. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tip: some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths. Some right away and others down the line. Hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You seem kind of upset. I'm fine. I just need to get back to work. Are you sure you can't take the day off? It's a special occasion. Your cousin's in town. No, some of us have responsibilities. Other than needing a good clean, it still looks to be in better shape than the bathroom. Oh my god. That is terrifying, Box Puppy. Like, that gives me all kinds of nightmares preemptively about your dad's house. Alright. Okay, sorry, I'll drop it. Thank you. I'll see you later tonight. Go into town, stay here, do whatever you want, just stay out of trouble. Da-da. All right, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door, and now it's just you. You and the sprawling, decrepit estate. Let's go straight to the Forbidden Wing. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the forbidden wings of the estate. Dun, dun, dun. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. Oh, okay, I see. So he's staying in the new shed while he's gonna demo the house and rebuild it. That's pretty cool. You stand at the entrance of your room. Let's deal with finding Dustin. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It's quiet, but angry. Oh, pardon me. You gently close the door, leaving a marsupial in place. This drawer belongs to the opossum, and there's nothing you can do about it. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. As good a place you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd had been better off keeping your clothes in a nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. Oh, the bathroom is the big one that needs to get done. Okay. Check the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Okay, let's pick up the doll because it's creepy and we have to. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra." No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. Look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Trash cat. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. This must be an old relative of yours. Very old, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you can ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she is actually in the mood for conversation. Let's take a nap. Can we take a nap? You immediately collapse into the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. Oh well. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Now that you're settled in, okay, I'll then head out and explore town. You'll do just that. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you can wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but the sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. It's Gretchen. Gretchen, come back. Quit bothering strangers. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Ooh. We're just gonna pet the dog. You reach out and scratch Gretchen behind her ears. Her fur is soft and warm. She wheezes excitedly, digging her little nose into your palm and licking your hand. Aw, I'm so glad you two are getting along. Isn't she just the cutest? With how energetic she gets, you'd never know she's 17. Oh, Gretchen. That's gotta be really old for a dog, right? It sure is. She's about 84 in dog years. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Or better yet, 20. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? How about I introduce myself so you won't be so nervous? I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up at the holler. Even now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Hi, I'm Max Power. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? It's the only person I can think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her all alone up in that big house. She's in conflict with herself. Whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha. I hope you mean that metaphorically. Tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges, but most people don't really catch on to that. It's probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. Are you two friends? I was probably closer than most people had gotten to being able to call her a friend. The school here is really small, so everyone had to at least get along with everyone else. She was a grade ahead of me, but everyone knew her, especially since she's a Scarlet. We wound up bonding a bit when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck, and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit at the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Let's go to the diner. A pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavily in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Hey everyone, I'm Max Power, just in town for the funeral. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance was a little more dramatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Hey, Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Avery. Here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. Just like that, so you can see Gretchen's adorable face. Anything for you? Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm, sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyway, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral, too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck like a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, the Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. A non-religious community in the rural South? That's gotta be unusual. I know. It must seem like such heathens. But there are plenty of God-fearing folks in town. They just aren't the biggest fans of the local church. Well, the building's okay, but the pastor's another story. There's just something a little off about the guy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? I was kind of hoping to find some good hiking trails around here. Oh? My job actually has me running around the woods pretty often, so if you ever need a guide... Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks, Avery. It looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. Nearly crumbles in your touch. At your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. Why is that a mystical observation? I guess it's magically delicious. Oh. I'm gonna pause so I can look at my housemate's COVID test results. Sorry for the interrupt, but put in all of my information for the just gonna go show him that. We've been trying to wear masks in the house in case it would come back positive, so it would be nice to stop having to do that. But he went to a thing with some friends and both of the friends had positive tests. So, he went and got the actual full PCR test yesterday afternoon and just got results, so that was exciting and good to know that it is negative. Okay, Anyway, back to our biscuit. Where were we? You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa. This is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Ha! Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not going to go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm going to do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Cool, what kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Max Power. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that's the case, it'll be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. That's an honest-to-goodness cryptid right there. No way it's a beaver or a dog. And there's no way a capybara would be swimming in a river in the mountains of North Carolina. Unless there's some North American colony of capybaras in Appalachia, but that would still count as a cryptid, wouldn't it? Yeah, until someone catches a capybara up here, that would still count as a cryptid by most standards. My comment section went nuts for the footage, and from there, it spread to Twitter pretty fast. There were polls for days. I even had actual experts weighing in. It was all a really cool experience. And it meant the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Ha, exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Oops, sorry, Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. What's a skunk ape? It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing? That depends. Will Gretchen be there? Of course. It's actually been a while since I've had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. Say no more. I'm in. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole, if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting until it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by or... Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. They're Tabitha's cousin. I know, yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week, and we can have a more low-key hangout. How's that? Ha, yeah, I'll bring 'em. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Oh, honestly, I'm kind of glad it's just the two of us. Yeah, fair enough. You just got here and I'm probably already overloading you a bit. Sorry about that. We should stop by his place sometime this week, though. I think you two would like each other. He can be a little rough around the edges, but in, like, a funny way. Anyway, we've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. You reach into your pocket and pull out a crumpled $5 bill. You know it's a bit more than one would expect to get from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Let's stream on tablet while the gremlin is in the bath. Okay. It's not going to be a super long stream just because I have a headache, but probably about another half hour. Maybe we'll get through this chapter, not sure. Oh, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. I wonder if that's a view of the church. Because this is that statue of the mining accident, right? So that means that the city hall is over here somewhere. So this is probably the church. I can't really tell. But, It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel a sense of foreboding. You feel an overwhelming sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instinct screams at you to leave, but at the same time, you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and to not dwell too much on this strange feeling. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet, until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Are you really expecting to find anything out here? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape in just one night of filming? That's fair. We are hunting a creature that stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Has anything bad ever happened in one of these hikes? Just curious. Let me think. There was a time back in the early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. But he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also the time I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks, who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside bored to tears. Lassie she is not. Yeah, it's the hips. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later, I was right as rain. So it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shut off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I'd barely counted. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. I'm sorry, did you say you almost got shot? Are you sure it's safe here? I'm a little surprised to see you getting cold feet. I know we just met, but I had you pegged as pretty adventurous. I really wouldn't worry about Duke, though. He might be a little jumpy, but he means well. And these trails are a ways off from his farm. And if it makes you feel any better, I've been out on the trails with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the woods when he walks. We'll hear him long before he sees us. And the wildlife isn't anything to be afraid of, either. The worst I've seen up here is the occasional black bear, and even they scare easy. But hey, there's no point worrying about whatever bad stuff may happen to us. Sure, sometimes worrying can help you prepare for something, but we're as prepared as can be. I even carry bear mace. And if you're as prepared as you can be, why give in to your anxiety when you can have fun instead? It's not like being anxious ever stops anything bad from happening. In my experience, all it does is make the bad things worse. The only thing you can do is tell yourself, this has happened, there's no going back to before this bad thing happened. And then you work on making things better. Anyway, all this is to say, we're good. Don't worry. Let's move on. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now, what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape? Sorry I asked. Oh, who is this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick, you aren't... Is that... Yup. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now both of y'all head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter and won't be too appreciative a couple of fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. I learned from the best. That you did, but I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it, the way you tromp around the woods at night, yelling about chickabungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week, and can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that. But, I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now, see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. Couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 90s, and even those were iffy. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple of school-aged Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of the woods at dawn. And if you two don't want to face a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. As Duke's words leave his mouth, a sinking feeling starts to pull at your stomach, as if the four of you were inexorably creeping towards something terrible. Yeah, I saw that, but I sort of don't want to do that to poor Stella. At least not in this run. Though perhaps the worst of this terrible thing, whatever it is still avoidable. I don't think this ends well for you. How would you know? I go hunting in these woods all the time. Night, day, opossums, bears, it don't make a difference. Even a mountain lion wouldn't stand a chance against the ingenuity of man here. Unless it's not a mountain lion. Oh, don't you get started again. If your daddy could hear you now going on about ghouls and goblins using what he taught you to run around these woods like some kind of paranormal investigator. Do you want that to be his legacy, girl? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days, and the chicken coop might as well have a big all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip this in the bud tonight. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if you lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. Let's just go, Stella. He's the one with the gun, after all. Okay, fine. You've won this time, Duke. That's right. Now y'all run along home and stay out of trouble. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on. I know a trail that'll let us get around him. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. All right, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Max Power, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive, yet pungent skunk ape. Oh hey, this says October 12th, 2022. Like it's in the future, but it's not going to be in the future for very long. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. I can take the camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this beautiful scenery. It's gorgeous out here, don't you think? Though you and Stella are back on your own, the unsettling feeling that penetrated your gut earlier still remains. There's something wrong in these woods, though what it is still eludes you. There's something wrong in the air. It feels oppressive, dark. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? Do you think you're smelling the skunk ape? No, something metaphorically oppressive and dark. Dang, I thought we might have stumbled across its trail. Oh well, I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. My gut usually warns me if I'm going to run into trouble, and I feel A-okay. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. What was that? Huh. No need to panic. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for a flashlight. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light, while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses that fit potatoes, do they? Yeah, but you have a bad tendency to ignore that, God. Yes. Yes, well, I think Stella goes like, could be a gut warning or indigestion. I'm optimistic. Gotta be indigestion. Like, that's my imagining of Stella's conversation with herself, you know? Let's see. There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing, but there's not much we can do about it. You remain silent. Hey, are you hungry? Now seems like a great time to take a snack break. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. Ooh, I can take one of everything. Oh, I think I'm going to take the trail mix with extra M&Ms. You grab the trail mix. Classic choice. It never fails to satisfy. I like to mix my own to make sure it has the best stuff. And I use dried cherries instead of raisins. Maybe it's a bit of a controversial pick, but even as someone who's passionate about dried fruit, I simply cannot abide raisins. What can I say? Protein is protein. Ha, yeah, I figured someone like you would gravitate towards these. What is that supposed to mean? You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws on a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Mysterium. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Max Power. Yeah, I would like dried cherries, but like only if they're sour cherries. I don't like regular cherries. I do definitely like sour cherry stuff. Okay with like golden raisins, but not like regular raisins. Regular raisins are not as much fun. All right, let's tell her about what it's like. I live alone in a dingy studio apartment. And I love it. It's a little cramped. The lights flicker. The toilet is constantly getting backed up because the lady upstairs keeps flushing her cat's litter. It smells like cigarettes for some reason, but it's mine. I mean, technically, I guess it's the landlady's, but I don't have to share it with anybody. It's a mess, but it's my mess, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, that's a great way to look at things. I can't imagine what it'd be like to share your place with people you don't know. Speaking of, it's gotta be wild staying with Tabby, for both of you. So, what do you do for a living? I'm still in school. I've got a work-study program going on right now that keeps me going, and sometimes I participate in research studies that throw a cool $20 my way. Oh yeah? I always wondered what it'd be like to study at a big city school. Living in a dorm with a bunch of people your age, staying out late and eating pizza, meeting people from around the world. Though I guess you're not doing the dorm part. But I couldn't leave these beautiful woods behind. This is my home and I love it here, and I think leaving would just make me miss it. So what do you study? Okay, let's go with computers. Computer science. Nice. That seems like a really good field to get into. That was exactly my thought going into it, and I'm so happy I made this decision. A crisp breeze passes over you. What about you? What's your living situation? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Do you live alone there? Yeah. The place used to belong to my parents, but they're not around anymore, and the holler is a small enough place that other folks don't need roommates. Oh, geez, I'm so sorry. It's okay, you didn't know. And I've done my morning. You don't have to watch your tongue around me or anything. Life goes on. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. Two of the nicest people you'd ever met, and interesting, too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail of something, and we certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. He had to learn how to fend for himself, you see, since his family didn't have much growing up. So he learned how to hunt and trap and got damn good at it. He always made sure I had food and that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. I could make us a pretty good salad with just what's in this clearing if I had to, though it wouldn't exactly taste great. As for my mom, she was a saint. She was the local vet, the lady all the farms in the county knew to call if the animals were in need of something. She was smart as a whip and strong to boot. Turns out pulling calves out of 16,000-pound cows all day is a great way to build muscle. But she was gentle, too. Even the smallest mouse would get the proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those were my parents. I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so sorry. That's okay. I know it's weird, especially since we just met today. Whoa. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. That wasn't the sound meant for human ears. Whatever made it is close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check this out. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. Whoa. What the hell was that? Hold on. I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. Looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Right behind you. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by the leash. Oof. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. I just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. You move towards Stella to get a closer look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Good God, at first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Having investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. Ahem. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks. She's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Geez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? What in Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to... Birdie? Oh, Birdie, what's wrong, darling? Good God. Did y'all see what did this to her? This doesn't seem right. We didn't see whatever did this to your bird, but I think we can hear them right now. Oh, don't tell me you're all caught up in Stella's nonsense. Duke, I'm so sorry. We were on a trail when we found her, like this. Put that camera away, for God's sake, girl. I don't want to be in another of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put that online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurtin'. Duke, did you hear what Max Power said? I think they're coming closer. Come out, you sons of bitches. Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what'll happen. You hear that, Stella? That ain't the sound of something peace-like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Let's do the right thing. Por qué no los dos achievement. You heroically dive forward, tucking Gretchen under one arm and grabbing the flashlight with the other. I said aim the damn thing, quick. Perfect. You just grazed it, but that should make it pretty easy to track, eh, Stella? Yeah, blood trail is pretty hard to miss. Guess we know it wasn't mountain lions after all. Though it didn't look like any cryptid I've heard of either. This is going to be one hell of a video. We've got to go after them while we still have the chance. Thanks for taking care of Gretchen, by the way. I can take her from here. I'll be damned if I let her chase after those things alone. Alone, you have no choice but to follow Duke, Stella, and Gretchen into the darkness. You steel your nerves and run into the unknown. As you push deeper into the woods, the unearthly sounds once again surround you. Guys? The blood trail cuts through here. Come on, we must be close. Damn it, girl. Are you trying to get us lost? Slow down. There's a clearing up ahead. I think I'm going to be sick. Lord, that smell. The shrieks pull back into steady whispers as you, Stella, and Duke stumble upon the putrid bodies of dozens of dead and dying animals. Yeah, definitely a mountain lion right there. Absolutely. And some bears and a lot of deer and a bunch of other things. A sinking realization pulls at your gut. This is their nest, and you are surrounded. Get all the footage you need, Stella. If these things jump us, I'm pretty sure I can take them. Are you out of your mind? There's got to be dozens of them up in the trees. They're circling us to protect their brood or whatever it is they've been planting in these animals. We've got to get out of here while we still can. Duke's right. There are too many of them and we've got plenty of footage. We need to get out of here fast. Just as you follow Stella and Duke in a mad dash through the woods, so too do the unearthly hollers and whispers of the nest. In the highest branches of trees and down on the forest floor, they're all around you, casually keeping pace with your all-out sprint. Quick, my truck, down this way. You make it to the road, but 3 of the creatures stand between you and Duke's truck. Ooh. Oh, do I go with, do I punch them? Oh, I should take this one. I've never gotten this chance. You've stolen from them, Duke. You have to give them back what's theirs. Max Power's right, Duke. Bertie, she's part of their brood now. Is that what you want? Is this what you want, you sons of bitches? Fine, take her. Take her and leave us be. Duke, get in the truck and let's get the hell out of here. Duke, do we have to take the truck back? I can just walk. Those creatures left. I'll be fine. Stella, now's really not the time. All right, I can do this. The 3 of you sit in silence as Duke drives back to town. The ride feels both like an eternity and like nothing at all. Eventually it's over and you find yourself outside of Stella's house. Thanks for taking me home, Duke. Any time, but Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, what were those things? I have no idea. I've never heard of anything like them. But I got a ton of footage. Nothing really clear, but it's a start. I better go check in with Beau. He'll be worrying about me. You and your friend stay safe. Looks like those things didn't follow us, but, well, no point in talking about the buts. Just look out for yourselves. Take care, Duke. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back in town, you must finally be getting reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message sits unread. Yikes, Tabitha's been blowing up my phone. I guess she must be worried about you. God, what a mess this night's been. I hope you don't mind me asking, but why on earth did you ask Duke if you could walk back? That's a fair question. I've just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. We should call the cops, right? You're not from around here, but that's just be wasting time. The police out here mean well, but they don't really do anything, you know? If anything, they'll just get mad at you bothering them. What do you make of everything we saw? I don't know. I haven't seen or read about anything like this, although maybe we've got to find out more about those things. The library doesn't open for a while, so any real research will have to wait until the morning. That being said, there is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. Let's do it. Cool. Let's go. I should save. That's a reasonable place for a save. Monday, town. Close call. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, it is a little bit after 9, so I think I'm gonna probably wrap things up. Is there anybody on who is raidable? You know, I am too tired to even think about it, so I think we're just not gonna raid anybody. Alright, I will see folks tomorrow. I'm gonna go take a nap. Goodbye.